For Cardiff Blues, John Mulvihill makes just one change to his starting 15 after that 1-point defeat to Leinster. George Earl comes in for Seb Davies, who's ruled out with a knee injury. He sustained it in that game, while Earl partners Rory Thornton in the second row, with captain Ellis Jenkins is named in an unchanged back row with Josh Turnbull wearing 6 and Nick Williams number 8. Well, here come Benetton, led out by their captain Dean Budd, making his 85th appearance tonight. They will be up for this one. Fine team right around from 1 to 15 with a strong bench as well, including Macalara and Traore. Now they're looking to build on an opening day victory over the Dragons in Wales, and Benetton make 4 personnel changes for this clash against more Welsh opposition. Luca Moresi comes in at centre wearing the number 12 shirt, while Robert Barbieri is named at number 8. Nicolo Qualiva is given a starting berth in the front row, while Marco Fusser is promoted from the bench, taking his place in the second row. Marco Barbini is named as a replacement alongside Marco Zanon and prop Simone Ferrari, while out go Federico Zani, Alessandro Zani and Alberto Zagarbi. Dean Budd, as I said, captains the side for John Mulvihill's men, for Kieran Crowley's men rather, and John Mulvihill, of course, the coach of Cardiff. There is our match referee for tonight, Sean Gallagher, his 10th competition game from the IRFU. Stefano Penn is the TMO, and our assistant referees are Stuart Kafikan from the IRFU and Gianluca Ginecci from the Federation of Italian Rugby. Michael Swift, former Connacht second row, 269 appearances, joins us tonight on commentary. Michael, this is a big night for both teams.
Yes, Brendan, delighted to be here. Yeah, as always, I suppose when you come up against Benetton in their own backyard, you can expect a bruising examination up front. So the forward pack that the Blues have selected tonight really have to match them physically if they're going to give their exciting outside backs an opportunity to play tonight.
Well, as I was saying, they're big all round. Cardiff with the half-backs of Lloyd Williams and Jared Evans, and try scorers last week, Ray Lilo and Jason Harries. Harries on the wing wearing 14, Lilo second centre with 13, as the Blues take play up towards halfway. So warm, dry conditions with a little chip and go for Cardiff. Bounce is good, and the bounce favoured the number 14, Jason Harries, and it's there for Williams. There's a back and field, lovely ball. Our hip was the man coming through. Gathered, and they're inside that 10-metre line now. So good attacking platform for the Blues in the opening exchanges, but that rubber kick a little bit too far for Owen Lane. Positive enough start, Michael, for Cardiff. They'll give it a go. They'll hope to get an early score.
Yeah, a sign of intent there by Cardiff, and willing to go wide quite early on. Lovely chip kick, and Jason Harries, who scored 2 tries last week, caught the ball very well, and again a nice couple of phases of play with number 5 Rory Thornton with a lovely little pop pass to our hip. So promising start by the Blues.
Here comes Hammy Fiva, a man that was born in Auckland, played 54 minutes against Dragons at Rodney Parade last week, 14 appearances this season. Nice ball for them. They'll move it from inside their own 22.
Move it!
Benetton doing very well in the Pro 14 last year. And Kieran Crowley, the man that was previously the head coach of Canada and the New Zealand under-19s in the World Championship back in 07, knows that this side have potential. Though the kick ahead, and it works well because Matthew Morgan gathered, Swansea-born Cardiff full-back, and they move back across the three-quarter line again, back inside the 10-metre. And Williams was quick there, changes direction. Nice ball handling skills from the Blues as Harries goes forward again, presents Williams. And now the second row gets a chance. That's Rory Thornton.
Advantage.
His 45th appearance in the Pro 14.
Not on your feet to contest, off your feet
and
first.
they've got the penalty. So Benetton not on their feet. Thornton carried through well, and as a man that played second row for Connacht for quite some time, 269 appearances, Michael. What have you made of the second row move that time?
Yeah, Rory Thornton has really kind of shone there. 2 strong carries early on. I think he's got 1 cap so far, and he's on loan from the Ospreys. So obviously, as a young guy trying to make an impression with the Blues, and been given an opportunity here tonight to show what he can do. But I think we were 2 minutes into the game. We've already seen 2 chip kicks by the Blues. So maybe that's something they're targeting tonight, and see the Benetton defence quite weak and just behind the first line of attack.
Well, Jared Evans is the man with the responsibility with this penalty. Kicked 2 penalties in round 1 against Leinster, 3 conversions. The man from Pontypridd. He will be hoping to get his account off to a good start in Treviso. Stadio Monigo. Fine big home support tonight for Benetton. Strikes it well as it turning the corner. No, not successful. He looks to the heavens and said, how do I miss that? But everybody misses one, Michael, but that is a present to Benetton because Cardiff really should have got off the mark there.
Yeah, on a night like this with no wind in the air, it's you're pretty much with a guy of Jared Evans. I know he kicked 5 from 6 last week, so you'd expect him to kick that penalty there and just lets Benetton off the hook. But what should have been an easy 3 points.
Well, the restart will come from Benetton. That's Tommaso Allen. When he was in Scotland and played under 20s with Scotland, he was called Tommy Allen. 24 appearances now, 3 tries and 24 penalties in total. The heavy artillery, Pasquale, getting involved there, playing a tight head for Benetton tonight. But Cardiff win back and Williams sends it quickly. Back along the line it goes. First centre, Willis Halaholo. On his 32nd appearance for the Blues tonight. Good quick ball again as they cross halfway.
No, leave it, Blue, leave it.
And just if you joined us, a missed opportunity from a penalty outside of 22 for Cardiff Blues. That's well gathered by Jaden Hayward from Benetton. That full back, that looked a little forward. The referee hasn't noticed or the touch judges as
on his feet.
Benetton take play outside their own 10-metre, and it's a steal. And it's good work from Cardiff. Benetton holding on.
Initial contest was good on his feet, not releasing.
So not releasing, Michael. So
was good on his feet, not releasing.
Good catch by Hayward in the beginning to set the platform, but didn't work out in the end.
Yeah, a little bit too adventurous from the Benetton backs there, and a turnover for the Blues. I think it was Nick Williams who had a great first half outing against Leinster last week. But when you've got a guy of that size over the ball, he's an impossible mountain to shift, and it gives the Blues another opportunity to get into a kickable field position.
Tommaso Benvenuti receiving a little bit of attention there. Played the full 80 minutes against Dragons also last week, but did you know that Benetton Rugby have never begun a season with victories in both round 1 and round 2 of the Pro 14? Cardiff with the penalty from that 10-metre line in the Benetton half of the park, and now we will have the first line out of the evening.
Bring your players with you, please.
The voice of our match referee, Sean Gallagher, a man that got into refereeing by pure accident, attending a match in Navan back in Ireland, back in the years. Referee's car broke down, he was asked to referee, and the rest is history. Good put in from Christian Dacey.
That's good.
The man from Merthyr Tydfil. His arrows are always good. He knows where that try line is as well, and he steers that Cardiff ship
no, go back.
Closer to that goal line. This is a good maul by Cardiff.
Don't change
and
your
now
mind.
Rory Thornton goes in to assist Dacey. 4 metres short.
He's fine.
Options right, options left. Benetton with the counter
Use
shot.
it once.
Cardiff 2 metres short with the referee.
Seven green was fine, didn't change his fine.
So the penalty goes Benetton's way. Cardiff trying everything, but just not working out. Good work by Dacey.
Yeah, it was initially a good setup by the Blues, and they got good length in it, which is what you always look for in a driving maul. A lot of patience shown, but then just maybe a little naivety there. The referee was saying use it, and just here you can see they just needed a few more numbers just to shift left, but unfortunately 4 of the Cardiff Blues forwards had sheared off to the right-hand side, and unfortunately it was a turnover for the Blues. But a good sign of intent from the pack, the Blues pack early on. As you said earlier, when you come to Benetton Treviso, you know you're up for a bruising encounter up front. So the Blues forwards are matching them physically at the moment. Anyway.
Well, times have changed over the number of years. Once upon a time, they came along and you automatically thought you were going home with 4 or 5 points in the bag. But things are also different in Italy over the last 2 seasons. The Zebra with that very good start last week. Benetton with an away victory against the Dragons at Rodney Parade. And now we have the first scrum. Front row, Brad Thayer, Christian Dacey, Dimitri Arhip, the man from Moldova. And his 2nd appearance for Cardiff. A big cog in their wheel this season for John Hill. It was Quaglio, Faiva and Pasquale in that front row. It's solid. Now it's gone. So we will have a reset. Just in our chat prior to the match, Michael, you were saying about the scrums and what the people introducing the laws of the game are trying to do with the scrum. They're trying to stop wheeling, I know, but the collapse is always a problem. But we have a reset anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the referees definitely this year, they've been looking at the wheel scrum, and I think they're using a directive terminology of earning the turn. And, you know, in years gone past, you see a few scrums wheeling around and no one really going anywhere, but I think they're just trying to promote, you know, positive attacking scrummaging. And so yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that law is followed up during the season.
Well, here we go again. Put in this time for Tito Cibaldi.
Bind.
Plenty of experience.
Set.
That's a good angle from both front rows, but free engagement from Cardiff Blues on the free kick for Benetton.
Yeah, I think that's against our hip there for boring in. So Sean Gallagher there in only his 10th game, he's been very strong and assertive there in his assertion that our hip was at fault.
A big night for Sean Gallagher, the match referee, as Benetton kick for a touch, a fine touch on halfway. Cardiff ain't hanging around. Get it back inside the first big Gary on of the evening into the Italian skyline. Gathered by the big number 8, Robert Barbieri for Benetton. Now it's Tibaldi. Little chip and go there from Ione. Oh, that's beautiful play. Benetton into the Cardiff 10-metre line. Offload beautiful to the second row, Dean Budd. The captain's done well. Gets it back to Luca Moresi. Nice ball from the centre. Quick hands from Benetton. Benetton could be in here, and they are. Touch judge flag is up, and he thought he was in Monte Ione. But the touch judge has says he's in touch on that side. Stuart Gafican. How close was that, Michael Swift?
Yeah, well, I mean, it really shows the intent that Benetton are trying to bring into the game. And again, a little chip kick, kind bounce to Jared there, and a great little offload by the captain there, Bud. Great support line. And Ione, you think he probably should have scored here, but he went a little bit high, it seems there. Maybe if he'd have gone a bit lower, he could have just dived into the corner. But instead, it was a great covering tackle by Jared Davis.
Well, there he is, Monte Ione, the man that was born in Melbourne, Australia. So unlucky in the opening exchanges in Treviso.
Yeah, stay on.
Balmy evening as Lloyd Williams shoes that from the back of that ruck, and the box kick from the man who's played 28 times for his country, and he finds touch midway between the halfway and the 10-metre line. So 10 minutes on the clock. Cardiff had an ideal scoring opportunity with a penalty from the 22. Jared Evans, well, just put it wide to the right-hand side. The put in now from Hami Fiva. Hits the target, back to his blind side. Bram Stain. And then over that 10-metre line they go again. Did very well, and turnover was excellent, but the referee not happy.
10 interrupted the clear out first, 10 has to roll away.
Well, he's just told us what happens.
Yeah, it seemed there that Nick Williams made a great turnover there, but he's saying that Jared Evans was lazy rolling, and again, it's a directive this year that they're just saying is. I think that was a bit harsh, though. I mean, the 10 had rolled away and wasn't really interfering that much. But Sean Gallagher very strong and kind of putting a clear mark around the early stages and saying he's not going to tolerate any kind of slow rolling away around the breakdown area to delay quick ball.
Well, nobody wants to score in this game, even though both teams are trying their living best to get there. Last time it was 31 points to 25 to Cardiff at the Arms Park. That match, of course, was played back in March of last season, at the tail end of last season, on March the 18th. But here is an ideal opportunity now for Benetton, as Tommaso Allen aims to put 3 on the board. No mistake from Allen. Straight between the sticks. Psychological advantage with Benetton, but a long way to go.
Yeah, and you look at Allen there, and even though it was a fairly easy kick, I think he was only 2 from 5 last week at a 40% kicking rate. So it was nice for him to get, for Benetton's sake there, to get off the scoreboard with an easy kick and just to calm those kicking nerves.
Yeah, 3 penalties last week, missed his 3 conversions. You've got to get them in games of this calibre.
Exactly, and as I said tonight, on conditions like this, there's no excuse for anything in front of the post.
Evans restarts. Ball is gathered by
Leoni.
On the ground. Hami Fiva keeps an eye and protects. Back to the open side is the Sebastian Negri, born in Zimbabwe, big man too, as all forwards are in the modern game. Benetton again moving it well. 5 very much involved in the opening 13 minutes. Vivaldi looks for options, shaping for the box kick. Sends it into the Cardiff half of the park. Well gathered. Oh, big hit there. Cardiff and Christian Dacey
away green
out over their 10-metre line. Williams back to the pocket, little chip and go as we've seen earlier on. Bounce is crucial here, just didn't bounce favourably. Benetton come back, Cardiff on the back foot now. Nice bit of play from Jared Evans, he was brave, and now they'll run it from inside the 22. Here go the Blues on the overlap, but just a little far ahead was the left wing Owen Lane. And the ball goes into touch. But that was brave to counter-attack from inside your own 22. They said, we're going to have a go here.
Yeah, if you roll it back, look, it's risk and reward. Those chip kicks are fantastic when it goes to hand, but obviously then because your attacking players are so far up the pitch, it does leave you prone to a counter-attack. And Vivaldi there, a big player for Benetton, counter-attacked extremely well there. And of course, then Cardiff hit straight back with their fullback.
So here come Cardiff, moving that ball very quickly. That was Evans in towards Willis Halaholo. Second row now, Laurie Thornton. Referee's happy it did go backwards. Ellis Jenkins, the captain, is in looking for it. Jenkins does well on the deck. Acting scrum half was Rory Thornton. They've gained a few metres. George Errol hit that ruck. Ball's protected.
Still in.
Williams again. Box kick towards the left wing.
Advantage.
So there's an advantage coming here.
No, the ball came out and he just went down on it. It wasn't a tackle.
Yeah, even though the Blues have got the ball back, it was quite lazy play. They had a set play there and quite a lazy pass by Sean Thornton. It looked like it was a set move with number 9 Lloyd Williams doing a wrap around with Thornton, but a lazy pass. But look, they've got the ball back and they're in a nice attacking position, and with the likes of Jason Harries and Owen Lane on either wing, they got a lot of pace to exploit.
Well, Sebastian Negri receives a little bit of attention.
About being balanced and steady.
It's been up and down. Tommaso Alla with a penalty has given Benetton the 3-point advantage. Jared Evans did miss a kick in front of goal early in play. As I was saying at the outset, Benetton, there's very few teams going to come here and win in the Pro 14. It's getting more difficult. You've played here in the past. You know how difficult it is.
It is, as I said. You got to, you know what's coming. They're gonna test you up front, but then they also show, as we saw earlier, they've got some exciting backs in the likes of Ione and Jaden Hayward. So, you know, they really are turning into the full package, and especially, you know, if you're playing Benetton in Treviso in September, you're also coming up against the heat, and I think it's 29 degrees in Treviso tonight. So the Cardiff players will be glad for that little injury there and just get time to refuel and hydrate and get some water into their systems.
Well, the only good thing about it was the warmest summer in history in Wales as well, so maybe they have climatised fairly well. But it is 3 points for Benetton at the Stadio Monigo, and the put-in will come from Lloyd Williams. His 190th appearance for the Blues this evening.
Bind!
In Treviso.
Set!
Referee keeping a close eye on the binds. Good strike from Dacey. Back to the field of Williams. Pick from Williams. Back in field to Evans. Lovely play. This time it is Ray Lilo.
No!
2 tries for him last week. And the controller then that is Willis Halaholo in possession now for the Blues. Good presentation inside that 10-metre open side. Ellis Jenkins got a touch. Prop forward got a touch. Tyre breaking through. Tackle comes from behind from Fiva. Crucial for Benetton. Cardiff still in possession. Lilo brought to ground under a bit of pressure. Reinforcements come back from Williams. Nice quick ball in field from the open side. Jenkins again, and a pick and go from Cardiff Blues. 6 metres short now. 17 minutes on the clock. Pick and go. Cardiff,
cleared out.
so good last week against
On your
Leinster.
feet, Blue,
Just
on your
losing
feet.
at 1 point. Good off the set piece. This is good.
No hands green.
It's productive. Momentum is with
Release
the Blues
green.
now. So 5 metres short. And now 3 metres short. The big push coming from George Earl. And Williams comes through. Is he in? Referee has a close look.
Time off.
So we have time
Yeah,
off.
it's okay. It's okay.
Well, you feel sorry there, whoever had to make the tackle on Nick Williams. It's probably your worst nightmare when you've got Nick Williams, 130 kgs.
20 stone, 6 pounds.
Running in at full blast, and you're there standing on you're standing there on the line on your own. But just there, you really saw the Cardiff Blues full repertoire of passing.
Stefano?
You saw tip
Yes,
passing.
Sean.
I just want to check. Try yes or no.
Okay, check, try, yes or no.
So Stefano Penn, is it a try, yes or no? Now there's our camera behind the goal. There's Williams coming forward. Looks like it's down, but that picture is inconclusive. I'm sure there's another angle.
Yeah, it's as I said, it's inconclusive there. I mean, to be fair to the defenders, they're just trying to hold him up. Here it is here now, coming up. But yeah, to be fair to the Treviso defender, he just got underneath Nick Williams there. I mean, that's the only way you're going to stop him from scoring. Obviously, with the inertia, he's going to be getting over the line, and it's just a case of trying to put yourself between the ball and the grass.
Well, the TMO is having a good look now. The reaction of Christian Dacey with the tap on the back might be an indication that it is there. Let's see. It was Marco Fusser who did put in that tackle.
Yeah, and at the
Sean,
moment,
We still can't see the ball.
These are the two angles available, and from both the angles, we cannot see the ball.
Okay, so it's
for me,
inconclusive,
it's
scrum
inconclusive.
5.
Correct.
yeah, and that's fantastic play by Fuser there, putting the doubt, and obviously there was no clear visuals of the ball being grounded. But it does give the Blues an attacking scrum,
Okay.
so for their sake they'll be looking to capitalise on this at great position.
Well, the scrums have been quite steady from the off. Well, this is a big one for Benetton to defend.
Yeah, it's okay. Not now.
So all
You need to
called
get your
upon
feet
now.
closer and pivot.
Fusser and Bud find
Yes.
second rows.
Yeah. Stay where you are. Steady and balanced.
Yeah, and I think it's Fuser's 100th game for Benetton tonight, and really putting his body on the line there and saving what would have been a certain try. He's also got big shoes to fill. He's replacing Alessandro Zani, who scored 2 tries tonight last week against the Dragons, and is an instrumental kind of leader for Benetton. So far so good though for Fuser, standing up to the plate.
Okay.
No, the referee's
Need a
not
bit more
happy with his
space.
scrum.
Yeah. Don't anticipate the hit. Wait. Just go back a small bit. Yep.
A great attacking position here. You've got the likes of Lloyd Williams, who's a dual international in
Sure.
7s and
Stay there,
15s,
Mr.
who'll
Mark,
be
you set up wherever you want.
licking his lips here with the goal line so close.
Yes, and he knows where that goal line is. 14 tries for the Blues so far. And that's Lloyd Williams.
Crouch!
We have Nick Williams. And on the bench we have Thomas Williams.
Bind!
So here's the feed from
Set.
Lloyd. Good scrum. Steady. As soon as I said it, Benetton make the mistake. And the decision goes Cardiff's way.
3 collapse overextended.
The referee is keeping a close eye, as you said, Michael.
Yeah, he's saying Pasquale there overextended. Obviously his starting position, his knees were too far from his feet, and inevitably there when you're coming up against a prop in Bradfire, that's going to happen. But you know, I was really impressed there with the height of Cardiff's
was the picture
scrum
on your side there, Gav?
all 8, you could put a cup of tea and saucer on that. It was so flat, and you could just see physically how much lower they were in a lot stronger position, which inevitably led to Benetton giving a penalty away.
Well, Ellis Jenkins has decided that Cardiff Blues will kick for 3 points. Now, if you were captain, is that the wise decision? When they were so close for the tap and go?
Yeah, I look, it's only a good decision if you score, exactly. But as I said, with the kicking prowess of Javid Aarons at the moment, You're away from home. As I said, Benetton have improved immensely in the last couple of years in their home results. So you take the 3 points, especially this early on in the game.
Well, he missed the first. Can he get the second? Plenty of height, that sails in. We're on parity in Treviso. Jared Evans with the Blues' first score of the evening. Well, they really deserved that at this moment in time. Cardiff, as I've said earlier, did pick up 2 points in their loss to Leinster, scoring 4 tries and losing by 1. They have a tough few weeks ahead in the month of September. Their next 3 games, they're away to Settembre, so it's back to Italy next week, and then 2 home games against Munster on September the 21st, and South Africa Cheetahs on the 28th of September. For Benetton, well, after winning last week, they're off to Parky Scarlet next week to take on Scarlets, followed by a trip to the Liberty Stadium for a date with the Ospreys. That's on the 22nd. Their final game of this month will be a away trip to Edinburgh. Well, Benetton are in Wales so often they could nearly buy a hotel of their own, because within 3 weeks they're back and then they're off to Scotland. So busy times.
Yeah, busy times, but I mean that's what the Pro14 and you know, obviously there's a lot of travel for the 2 Italian teams. And obviously when you bring in South Africa as well, it's a lot of miles clocked up over the course of the year. But you saw there the ball going into touch. I think it's one of the biggest end goal areas in the league.
The goal area that a big second row forward would like. 3 points apiece. Nobody has touched down inside there yet. Nick Williams thought he had, but inconclusive. And the TMO, Stefano Penn, said so. Here come Benetton. That's their centre. Tommaso Benvenuti. There's an advantage coming here now with Jaden Hayward kicked ahead. But Benetton have the penalty. And they are asking questions of Cardiff Blues.
And I think they're asking questions, should it be a yellow card? Because that was it seemed like a blatant interference there on Hayward. Yeah, you could say that's very cynical.
Tackled without the ball. So it is a penalty from the 10-metre line, but looks like there will be no further action.
All okay there, Stefano.
I'd say Blue supporters will feel that he might have made a meal of it in the fall, but it was interference.
It was interference, and the arm did come out and did interfere him from continuing his run. So no, it was a fair call by Sean Gallagher. But you saw there from the 22 kickoff, Treviso took the ball into the middle, and immediately they have a set piece there, where half the forwards ran to the left-hand side, half the forwards ran to the right, just to give options and just to make sure to control the balls out wide.
Well, here is Tommaso Allen looking for his second penalty of the evening. Just didn't turn the corner. You mentioned he was on 40% last week. It's one of their Achilles' heels. You've got to be up to 75-80% at this level.
At this league, you're spot on. You need to be in the 80s, high 70s at least. And as I said, he got his first kick, but I mean, you'd think a 14-year-old would get the first kick was in front of the post, and that was a lot more of a testing kick, and he'd be disappointed there and worrying for Crowley with his main kicker not firing at the moment.
Well, here come Benetton again. They're deciding they're going to have a go now. The offload was good. They take it through halfway. And combination play very good. Marco Fusser takes it to the 10-metre line. And again, we have a penalty. Let's see what the referee's got to say.
Back foot first, you're blocking players coming in.
So Cardiff deemed to have blocked players coming in, Michael.
Yeah, as again, there Ione, the winger.
There's been several occasions, number 10 over here, and this player number 2 twice, on the wrong side of the breakdown, blocking players who are trying to clear out. So I can't reward your player unless there's a clear plat for them to clean out.
Yeah, and
no, he's stopping. He needs to get right back.
Sean Gallagher making it clear that the breakdown area he wants cleaned up. And early on now giving a warning to Cardiff Blues to stop it. I think they're talking about rolling away, and also players just slow to get up, standing in an offside position.
Okay, set that.
But there Ione was a great little cameo by him there. Got the ball, heads up, saw some forwards in the midfield and targeted them.
Well, they've kicked down the tram lines and they have the line out with Hammy 5'8" to put in. Big crowd here tonight supporting Benetton. Population of 84,000 inhabitants in the city, and if you take into hinterland, 170,000 people out and about the area of Treviso. So plenty of people to play rugby and plenty of support, and winning brings support as well. winning their first game, but
didn't survive.
Dreadful line out when they had an ideal platform as Nick Williams carries it into battle outside his own 22.
Stay on.
It's there, but it's slow ball. Williams is back. Again, the box kick, putting the pressure on the defence. That's well gathered by Jayton Hayward. And he'll fancy a run, and he gets a good run and finds space, and the offload is good. And here they go with an ideal chance to Baldy. White ball outside. Just didn't go to the bread basket, but the carry is good. The offload is even better. They're inside the 22, Benetton. Up towards that 5 metre line. Quick
off
ball.
Off the leg.
Back inside. This is Ione.
Advantage.
The home support are the 16th man at the moment, and they have a penalty coming if they don't score an open
blue
play.
offside advantage.
Barbieri. You've heard the referee saying the Blues offside. Now it's Negri. Back it goes from Tibaldi. 4 metres in. Tackle good from Josh Turnbull. The advantage is still there.
Still playing advantage.
Allen thought he'd get it towards Hammy Fiver.
Poach is good. We're going back for an offside.
So good positive play by Benetton. They're drawing the penalties out of
They are, yeah, and what a lovely break by Hayward there. Once again, it was for broken field play, and that's the best form of attack there when the defenders aren't. Probably the communication isn't what it should be. Maybe a couple of forwards again in the midfield. And he just pilt them out. What a lovely silky run, cutting through the midfield there. And then obviously following up with a great offload. But Treviso, Benetton are showing some fantastic little offloads, as the Blues are as well. But interesting decision here now, and looks like Allen is going for the corner. And why not when you've got a maul that did work so well last week against the Dragons?
But the line out last time out was poor.
The line out last time was poor, and I dare say the next line out isn't going to be going very far anyway, to be thrown at the back anyway.
Well, they're big all round. We could expect a rolling maul here. The put in from Five. Normally good at the darts. And your picture is the Moldovan international R-Hip. That's gathered by Bramstein, the South African.
That's once.
It's solid from both sides.
Don't change your mind,
defensively good
don't
from
change
the
your
Blues. So now our match referee Sean Galler has a close look. Now where's the ball, you might ask? And it looks like Marco Fusser is grabbing that, the number 4 in green. And again, looks like side entry from Cardiff. Let's see what he's got to say, our match referee.
Yeah, I think it's against Giorgio, coming in offside position. Initially it was
absolutely, yeah, go on ahead. Yeah, perfect.
Initially it was good defence by the Blues, but just as they gradually got nearer, Giorgio was deemed to come into an offside position and stopping them all.
Yeah, it's similar to last week where Leinster managed to capitalise on penalties, made their driving maul of force, and that ended up being the winning of the game for them. So Benetton again going for the kick to touch and the line out, 5 metres. So again, important. Now that was good off the top from Bramstein.
Now 7.
But a good counter up or maul from Cardiff Blues.
They all came around.
So a very, very important part of the game, Michael. 28 minutes on the clock, 3 points apiece.
Yeah, important times now for the Blues in defence, and interestingly they compete.
Good gathered that time. There's a pushover. There's another advantage coming. Little chip and go into the in-goal area. Oh, that's the big space you were talking about, Michael Swift. Now, is he in, or are we going upstairs? Benetton seemed to be confident, and that big in-goal area could prove a big advantage for Benetton. It looks like Tommaso Allen could have got the touchdown.
Yeah, they utilised every single inch of the large in-goal area.
So it was playing advantage for a collapse. We also got a penalty here, but I need to check try out now.
But interestingly,
can you hear me?
The man upstairs is getting busy.
Yes, Sean, I can hear you.
Stefano, I want to check for try, yes or no. Was the ball grounded by the Treviso player? If not, I've got a penalty for a collapse maul on the 5 metre line.
Okay, check a possible grounding.
That looks good.
Okay, Sean, I have the decision.
Yeah.
The ball is being grounded correctly.
So I may award a try?
Yes, you may award a try.
So they persevered with kicking down the corner on 2 occasions from Tommaso Allen. The line out from Five comes in, gathered brilliantly that time by Dean Budd. And they get over with the little chip ahead, and touching it down was Tommaso Allen. He might have missed the penalty, but he's got the try.
Yeah, and just a great fight and hunger to make sure and get the ball. I mean, they were almost fighting amongst themselves to see who was going to get the ball down. Yeah, as I said, utilising the large in-goal area to their advantage, and a great opportunistic score from an advantage, free play.
Well, and he's rectified one situation where he missed on conversions last week. He slotted his first conversion tonight.
Exactly, and you get to say in the last kind of 10 minutes of play, it's the least they deserve. They're showing a lot of great intent, being led at the back by Jared Hayward and the likes of Leoni as well, having some strong runs in the midfield.
Well, a converted try between the sides, 10 points Benetton, 3 points Cardiff Blues. And remember what I said, Benetton Rugby have never begun a season with victories in both round 1 and round 2, but we have plenty of time left, and there is one man that can change the course of the game, Nick Williams.
You can just see the humidity on the pitch tonight. Nick Williams' jersey is absolutely soaked through. I think it's 29 degrees out there tonight, and you can see it on the face of Nick Williams.
It's showing us 28 here, and it feels like 29 and maybe 30. But the temperature is rising with the crowds as well at Stadio Monigo. Benetton comfortable in all of their play. From 1 to 15. Oh, just as I say that, a wayward pass. And they'll pick and the pressure now.
Taken back over. Strong.
Well, this is where we had a big talking point last week at the Connacht match. This one was taken back over.
This one was taken back, and look, after scoring a try, the coaches will the Benetton coaches will be absolutely livid there. You have your set exit play, couple of phases, nice kick out.
Guys, here we are.
Gain 30 yards, and then you build from there. But a wayward pass, and all of a sudden it's resulted in what should have been a line out to Cardiff on the 30-metre line. It's now a Cardiff scrum 5 metres from the Treviso line.
It was good from Halaholo. He put the pressure on as the Treviso man got caught.
Yes, exactly. No, definitely, and great follow-up, kind of covered the fence. But as we break for another injury, and as I said, the Cardiff players will be happy to get another time out to get the fluids on board.
Well, we have another hold up in play. It is round 2 of the PRO14. We have a scrum coming, as Michael saying on co-commentary. They have been solid, they have been good. 1 or 2 free kicks given off the back of 2 scrums early in play, but 10 minutes remaining in this first half, and Cardiff Blues would love to touch down for a try. Well, the referee encouraging Benetton to keep their feet. Very, very warm.
Crouch!
For both sides now. The feed coming from Lloyd Williams.
Bind!
Cardiff Blues. Front row a little bit higher on this occasion. Now they're set. Good strike again from Dacey. Back to Williams. Protects and driving forward.
Not straight.
The referee says not straight on this occasion.
No.
Yeah, our hip coming through on Quaglia there, and I think it'll be another reset, and Cardiff could smell blood here, and it's going to be another reset, but our hip obviously got inside his man, and it pushed up to the right there.
So a scrum on that 5-metre line. Cardiff with the put in.
Okay, there's your mark. Let's go.
Yeah, and the referee Gallagher there just chatting to Nicola Quaglia to keep it straight, which tells him in his mind that he's under pressure. So he needs this second row in all their force now to just give him some stability and to try and hold this Cardiff pack at bay.
I'm always amazed at how they can pick one that's under pressure. I think everybody in there is under pressure. But here is the put in again from Lloyd Williams.
Set!
An ideal attacking platform for the Blues. Williams drives that scrum forward. Ball is there.
And once again there, I think the tight head, Tiziano Pasquale, his hips were far too behind, and he overextended again, and I think he was at fault there. So both the props for Benetton Seems to be on a bit of pressure at the moment, and
yeah, we can.
They're looking for some assistance there by Hammy Faber to give them some stability in the front row, because at the moment the Blues are slowly exerting pressure, and more importantly framing the thinking of Sean Gallagher.
Hammy Faber is the number 2. He's had a good opening half hour in Benetton.
Not too far away.
So third set of this scrum, 5 metres short of that goal line are Cardiff Blues. And we have less than 7 minutes to the half-time whistle. Williams again with the feed. Benetton have really played well in the opening exchanges.
Bind. Set. 9 behind, 9 behind.
Referee keeping a close eye into Baldy as well. This is much better from Cardiff. And that is a terrific drive forward. A penalty try was always coming, because for the third time there's been an infringement in the scrum. And Benetton this time forced to stand up. It happened once, but previously, when it wasn't going Cardiff's favour, the penalty try has been awarded, and they really deserved that, Michael, from the penetration that put on that 3 phases of play.
Yeah, there was a terrible sense of inevitability there, wasn't there? Strange enough, Pasquale, I think, actually did okay there, but it was his loose head Quaglio that was at fault for that, and resulting in the third penalty and evidently a penalty try. That's the least that the Cardiff pack deserve.
But a brilliant try from Williams at the back.
Yeah, he controlled the ball very well. It's when weirdly enough, when the scrum is moving that quickly forward, it's almost harder to control the ball with your feet, but he did excellently well there. But Gallagher deemed it a penalty try.
10 points apiece in the last 10 minutes of the first half, so Benetton were in control, but Cardiff, well, to be fair, they were never going to go away. Just losing out to the European champions last week by 1 point. Well, of course, the European champions themselves, having won the Challenge Cup back in May in Bilbao. What a night that was for Cardiff Blues supporters. As that big ball comes downfield. And they know that they're up against the big side tonight. Our hip comes to the rescue on this occasion. Williams, not for the first time, shapes over that box kick, but it hasn't found touch. Fed in field by Hayward. It's a big run forward by Barbieri.
Time off.
And I think Lloyd Williams has got caught high there. And we were talking about Nick Williams being a massive man. Barbieri is no slouch either.
Yeah, there's some big guys out on the pitch today. I think Lloyd Williams was actually trying to find touch there, and a great little counter. But something's obviously happened to ignite a bit of a flare-up by both sets of players.
Let's go back. Let's go back.
Let's watch this in our replay. Yeah, the hand was high from Barbieri. Now, was it illegal? We spoke about this just before the off as well, Michael, about anything over the shoulder.
I want to have a look at a potential.
Yeah, obviously this has been brought to attention a couple of weeks ago as well, with Sergio Parisi getting a red card.
Okay, we need to check a potential strike by 8
for an elbow up. So
waiting for you close to the
Williams,
screen.
Straight into the larynx, which can be a very, very nasty injury.
Yeah, and Lloyd Williams is feeling the effect of that now, but we are going to the TMO. Sean Gallagher, our match referee. Well, to be fair, he's done quite well, Sean Gallagher. It's his 10th game, but he's getting plenty of experience.
We arrive.
Yeah, you see, if the arm was the movement of the elbow actually lifted up just at the point of contact. If the elbow had stayed in a position before contact,
can you play that in real time for me, Stefano?
If it had been okay, but the reason he lifted his elbow,
play that in
it
real
may go
time,
against
please?
him.
Okay, you want to see both angles real time?
Please.
Okay.
So real time is what they are looking for now. So is Barbieri going to be in trouble? That's in real time.
You see, just there, he just lifts his elbow.
I'll tell you what I've seen, Stefano. I've seen a clear strike by 8 green. It's a yellow card for me, unless you've got anything to add.
Okay, I agree with you.
8.
Yellow card, Michael, fair enough,
Yeah, do you know what? I think that's a fair decision. As I said, just before contact, you can see the point of the elbow Barbieri raises. And look, World Rugby are really trying to cut out any foul play and any type of play that results in serious injury to a player, and that could have been a very, very nasty incident for Lloyd Williams. And luckily for him, he's still on the pitch.
He'll be hoping that sin bin down there has air conditioning, because it seems to be getting warmer in Treviso. 10 points each. Penalty from Jared Evans for Cardiff. Put them on the score sheet, but a penalty try, which gives them the full complement of 7 points, has put them back on parity after Tommaso Allen opened the scoring.
Nick Williams at scrum half here.
7!
So off the top, Cardiff take this forward. Arhip and Christian Dacey steering that ship down between the 10 metre and the 22.
That's once, 9. That's once.
So 5 minutes to the half-time whistle. Ball's gone backwards. There for the Blues. Now what can they orchestrate here?
No, backwards.
Pick and go again. Christian Dacey. Lloyd Williams.
Away green!
Back in field, 2-man tackle from Benetton, puts Pate in that. So we strike up again. Nice ball from Jared Evans. Now play up to the 22. That's a steal. Marco Fusser doing very well.
Off your feet.
But there was somebody off their feet. And other than that, I thought Fusser did quite well to win back that ball.
Yeah, Gallagher deemed that he was off his feet when he stole the ball.
Same as you down there.
Yeah, and that's a fair enough. He just falls on the floor. But if you rewind that back, it was interesting that Cardiff decided to drive a maul with a 5-man line-out. You don't really see that in modern-day rugby at the moment. But as you can see there, it was a lazy fall on the ball and an easy and right decision by Sean Gallagher.
The ball was stuck.
This is turning into a battle in the heat of Benetton, and if Cardiff Blues want to get the Italian job done and over the line, well, they've got to get this and have a little bit of a psychological advantage as we approach half-time. And Jared Evans, 1 from 2 so far. Can he make it 2 from 3? No mistake. Never in doubt. Sticks it in between the sticks. 2 last week and 3 conversions, and overall, coming into tonight's game, he had kicked 35 penalties. Well, he can now add 2 to that. And Cardiff Blues have turned this game around, 13 points to 10.
Time off, Stefano, please.
Yeah, and Benetton not in a real hurry to get play underway, being a man down.
Okay, Sean, 2 minutes, 40 seconds to play.
But yeah, I think it was the right decision for a yellow card. As I said, Barbieri did lead with his elbow, and it was high, so unfortunately for Benetton, they're going to have to play the next 8 minutes with 14 men, and you've seen the destruction in the scrums from the Cardiff pack, so they'll be hoping for a couple of more 8 versus 8.
No, for me, it went backwards. I had a good view. All right. Yeah.
So there's just a bit of concern about the ball, whether it went backwards or flat. We have a few running repairs as well.
Yeah, we'll wait. He's coming.
So that is the loose head. Leo getting a little bit of treatment. So back in he goes. As Tommaso Allen restarts. Oh, fine kick from Allen. Blues again. Like to go from inside that 22. Owen Lane, the left wing.
Stay.
Local man, born in Cardiff. Box kick from Williams
inside.
Again. Benetton not getting the chance to go forward.
Yeah, the Blues aren't taking any risks in their exit strategies tonight. Literally,
Sean,
when the winger catches the ball, takes it to the first rock, they're not looking to bring in any other plays into the game. They go straight to Lloyd Williams, box kick and fine touch.
He's fond of the box kicks.
He is, and obviously it's a set play, and he's deliberately trying to find touch because obviously he finds the likes of Jared Hayward and Ione, in open field play, great attackers, so they're trying to negate that by going into touch.
Fusser off the top. Is there a scoring opportunity for Benetton before half-time? That's Tabuyara, the right wing, wearing 14. Very well. Another huge man, I might add. Brilliant rookie from Benetton, making ground up towards the 22. Cardiff half of the park. Back it goes from Tibaldi. Cardiff just have to hold on. Those tackles, but the ball's knocked on.
Advantage over.
Morgan kicks downfield, and the chase is on, and the bounce was crucial. The back pass towards Jaden Hayward was suspect, but now we have a game being played like a sevens match, and off go Benetton. And on the left wing, Monte Ione, brilliant play from him. Hammy Fiva now, back to halfway. Crowder loving it. Fiva presents well. Tibaldi
backwards.
Under pressure. The offload wasn't pretty, but they got it. And they're moving this ball very well, Benetton. Here comes Negri. Again scrappy, but on the breakdown it's won. Back to the centre, Luca Moresi. Nice little interlinking play. Back inside the 10-metre line.
Good turnover.
20 seconds before the clock goes red, and turned over by the Blues. Williams did really well at number 8. And that kicking strategy again piles the pressure back with a tremendous pickup by Talviara. That's one we all will be proud of.
No hands. Stay
Outside
on
of 22, final passage of play.
Cardiff will be pretty annoyed though at their defence in the midfield at the moment. They really are carving them open in open field play. And it's something that I imagine they'll be talking at half time to try and shore their defence up.
Penalty Cardiff.
Isolated, 12 clearly on the ball.
Bit of naivety there by Benetton. They're a player down. It's the last play.
Your time, Sean.
And they decide to go again.
It's half time.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Close.
There was good play there.
Yeah, a lazy clear out by Favour. You know, obviously there's a few guys there sucking diesel. It's been a long phase of playing in this heat.
That's it.
But again, Halahola, when the pressure is on, gets up there, gets in.
Yeah, but as I said, yeah, Favour there.
Yep.
You know, that the phase of play has probably been going for 2 minutes solid, and it was a lazy clear out, and it's resulting in what should be an easy 3 points for the Blues in a position that should never have happened.
Well, here is the kick, which will be the last kick of the half. 2 penalties so far for Jared Evans. This is his third, and the Blues supporters will be happy that they've got a little bit of an edge on the home side now. 6 points between them. Realistically, there should be 3, but Michael Swift, you covered it that way. Half-time in Benetton, Cardiff lead.
The few that I had, I think, were your players right.
Well, they're making for the dressing room. We've 40 more minutes of great action to come. Some good open play in that first half. Here is your half-time score from Benetton Treviso and Cardiff Blues. It's the Blues 16, Benetton 10. Welcome back to Treviso for the second half of Benetton and Cardiff Blues. It is the Blues leading at half-time on a scoreline of 16 points to 10. And there is a Benetton team in their half-time dressing room, just about to come back out after getting their instructions from Kieran Crowley. Now, Michael Swift, looking at it, Cardiff 16 points, Benetton 10, but realistically it should be 13-10. Cardiff deserve to be in front. But as I've said just before half-time, this Benetton team are not going to go away.
No, definitely, and I mean, apart from the scrums, which they're obviously been talking at half-time to try and shore up, especially when they get back to their full complement. But in the loose, you know, the likes of Jared Hayward, Ione have been proved very dangerous runners in open field, carving up the Cardiff midfield on a few occasions. So they'll be looking to try and finish off some of those clean breaks that they got in the first half. For the Blues, as I said, conversely, they need to shore up their defence, but also try and get the likes of Harries and Lane into the game more. We saw Harries with a great defensive tackle in the first half, but from attacking kind of prowess, we've been fairly quiet tonight so far.
Well, there is the number 2, Hammy Fiva. He was instrumental in that first half for Benetton. Well, their scores came from a penalty from Tomasa Allen in that first half. Then he got a try after a beautiful kick ahead after some terrific work from the men in green. And he converted with aplomb to take them on to 10 points. Well, for Cardiff Blues, 2 penalties in the early exchanges from out half Jared Evans. It was then a penalty try after 3 scrums on the 5-metre line. The referee, Sean Galler, wasn't happy with Benetton. He awarded a penalty try, and just when Benetton should have killed off that game on the stroke of half-time, up popped Evans again for his 3rd penalty of the night. Benetton start the ball rolling in the second half. It's warm, it's balmy, it's still 28 degrees in Treviso. And that man was instrumental in the first half as well, Jaden Hayward, the New Zealander by birth. we have the first line out on halfway.
Yeah, on that occasion, Lloyd Williams just kicked straight from receiving, and a great kick which found the halfway line.
Well, it certainly did on Hammy Fiver with the put in. So on their own ball, they have been quite good in that first half, as have Marco Fusser and Dean Budd, the jumpers. Fusser this time gathers
through the middle.
Benetton drive shorts halfway, and now Tibaldi goes for that box kick.
Backwards.
Bounces awkwardly, but the referee's happy to say it went backwards. Budd laid it off, and that was a bit of a bootlace pass, but Hayward's done well. Well, it was actually Tommaso Benvenuti.
Away, Blue!
It's there again. One or two scrappy passes from Benetton, but working hard to keep possession.
Yeah, and a great first up tackle by Ray Lalo. We could hear it in the commentary box here, the impact he made. And of course, Sean Gallagher there was very quick to say maul, and when he says maul, and there's no need to roll away when the ball hit, when the players hit the ground. A great turnover there and by Ray Lalo, and you know, looking at that combination with himself and Willis Halaholo in the last kind of 18 months for Cardiff, it's been fantastic for them, given a lot of prowess in the midfield.
Not afraid to get stuck in and ruck situations either. Well, here we have another scrum. So that is what it was at half-time. 16 points to the Blues, 10 points to Benetton.
Crouch!
An area of Italy that's very well known for being the original production area of Prosecco wine, if you like that type of stuff, and also of summer towns throughout the region. Also the region and the origin of the popular Italian dessert tiramisu. Michael Smith and I might try a bit of tiramisu and Prosecco after the game.
I might have to join you there, but interestingly there now, even though the Benetton pack are a player down, they opted against bringing in a back in to give them some kind of manpower in the scrum, and we saw what happened there. But I think he accused Cardiff there of going slightly earlier and Benetton for not taking the hit, so he just deemed it to reset and scrum again. But yeah, a brave call considering what happened to the Benetton scrum in the first half, and decided to not go with a number 8 there or bring a back onto the flank. We'll see what happens in a minute.
Well, Robert Barbieri is the man that's in that bin.
Crouch!
Put in will come from Lloyd Williams.
Bind!
The man who he did clash with to receive that yellow card. Home support vocal, making plenty of noise. It's a huge, huge scrum from Cardiff Blues, and when you do that and you go forward, you will get the decision. That's much better for Cardiff.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can see why Treviso's thinking there. They're thinking, well, if we put it back into the pack, we're going to be short out wide. But you know, you put your house in order, and in terms of your first problem, the first problem, which was a huge problem in the first half, was their scrum. And I know there was possibly a sense of inevitability that even if they stick it back into the forward pack, this was going to happen. But you deal with what you've been faced there, and I think it was a poor decision by Benetton leadership there to not actually stick someone in.
Well, this is an ideal opportunity for the out half Jared Evans to put 9 points between the sides. He places the ball on the tee. He likes to just slant it forward slightly, not as forward as Southern Hemisphere style, which a lot of the players in the Northern Hemisphere like to do in the modern game. So Jared Evans looking for his third penalty from 4 attempts. So it hasn't happened, so just a touch of deja vu. Missed the first one in the first half, missed the first one in the second half.
Yeah, and Benetton have got away with it. As I said, that was probably one of the harder of the kicks, but as I said, for a guy of Jared Evans kicking prowess, and now with the likes of Barbieri coming on after his sin bin, it's an opportunity missed by the Blues.
Well, Benetton just about back to the full complement as he waits to get back in on that field. Well, the replacements are on their feet on that bench. They would love to win here on home side. High kick coming forward, well gathered by
away it.
Hayward at the back. Pasquale protected and drove forward. The left wing has been lively as well. Monty Ione takes it into battle, and not for the first time we've seen a misplaced pass over elaboration from Benetton, and now the ball's coughed up. And that will be a knock on, but as I've said, 4 or 5 long passes not going to hand, so they've just got to rectify that situation.
Yeah, no, the unforced errors are starting to creep into Benetton's play there. But what was nice to see there was Tabayara just coming off his right wing and just helping out the forwards. As I said, they've been a man down, and they're just coming off his wing and offering to Baldy just a little pop option. He's a dangerous runner in the loose, so you know from Kieran Crowley's point of view, he's trying to get his game changes into the game now as much as possible. And I suppose the inevitable consequence of a few penalties going against the scrum, Benetton have tried to try and change the picture in the referee's mind and bring on replacement props.
Yeah, the 2 props. Traore is in for Quaglio at loose head. Sheriff Traore. That's one of the changes. It looks like Pasquale is gone as well, as is one of the second row, so we confirm that in a moment. 16 points to 10. That missed opportunity for the Blues. Yeah, it's Marco Fusser. Herbst is in wearing number 19. So that's 2 of the 3.
Yeah, and as I said, that's to be expected. They've been under pressure in the scrum, and to get some fresh legs in the interim in the second row will hopefully put Benetton's cause do them much better.
Set!
So another good solid scrum as the feed comes from Williams. Try forward.
No strike.
Benetton.
No strike.
No strike from
that's a directive now that the hooker must hook the ball. It's coming from a safety angle. I know the likes of the Eastern European teams kind of brought it, and the Argentinians of just basically putting the ball in and just trying to scrum and use their power that way. But now the hooker has to hook the ball, and unfortunately there for the Blues, Dacey didn't, which resulted in a free kick for Benetton and taking him off the hook.
Our good friend Dimitri Arhip didn't look too happy there. It's Benetton with that relieving kick, but well gathered by Matthew Morgan. Swansea-born man, ball blocked down. Now, was that a deliberate knock-on? Seemed to be knocked out at the hand. The home support want action here. Meanwhile, Benetton want the ball, and they have it. The drive forward. Tibaldi feeds it back towards Fiva. On his knees against 2-3 metres. Tough man, tough player. Nice ball in field and the crash ball. And the tackle coming from Brad Tyre on that occasion. But again, Benetton not afraid to move that ball around. Tibaldi goes looking for it again. Oh, there's a massive hit on that Ruckman. Just fell into the trap. Not the thing to do. The new man, rush of blood to the head. And while Benetton with an ideal opportunity and in an ideal position, you cannot do that, Michael Swift, but the referee.
No, rush of blood, as you said, rush of blood. He actually was informing.
I need you to speak to your players and say not to get involved after the whistle. On this one here, 8 had left the ball and your player came in from a distance to clean out. Okay? What's the penalty as well? He was okay, it's penalty only. So just have a word with him.
Yeah, as Sean Gallagher says there, he informed Nick Williams that he was in an offside position. And so Nick Williams let the ball go, and the ball was about to be freed up. But as I said, a rush of blood by one of the Benetton players to clear him out, and it's now unfortunately results in a turnover and a penalty now to the Blues. But just there was a lovely couple of phases of play by the Benetton forwards, and just raising the intensity, raising the speed of the ball, and it just shows what can happen there. 2 great runs by I think it was by the hooker Faber, and also by the second row. And that's what Benetton were looking to do in the second half, raise the intensity so that they can free up some space for the likes of Jared Hayward.
They've taken off Tuchel Tibaldi now, and in comes Uvanige, former Prepillon player, South African born.
Wait. Time is
76 appearances for Prepillon. That's a bit of experience to be bringing in.
Yeah, and strange call. Tibaldi's obviously a big player for Benetton. But as I said, in a night like this, very humid, with the 9 students, so much covering of the grass in this day and age, that they brought a fresh pair of legs on.
Thornton did well off the top. This is Will Salaholo.
Oh wait,
Referee's happy, tackle was made. Green away now. This is Dacey carrying forward for the Blues. Good support play. Tackle attempt went in, but the loose ball picked up by Jared Evans. And now Cardiff getting a little bit scrappy. One back by the left wing, Owen Lane.
Away, Green, leave it!
Cardiff born left wing for the Blues. Nice, strong kick down line, but not good enough. Defence in the right place at the right time, and kick back with interest by Benetton. And it will be dealt with by Matthew Morgan.
Inside.
His relieving kick from inside the 22. Hasn't found touch. And back come Benetton through Monte Ione. This is Tawabiara. What a man with the ball in hand, gone through halfway. Oh, what a sprint, he needs support. He's got it. Just losing the footing at the vital time. But Benetton are going for everything on home soil. Uvenga, the new scrum half, did well to shoot that out. The home crowd has spotted something. The attacking platform is in place and ball retention is good by the men in green. In it comes to Fiver. Back into the pocket. Now it's Jaden Hayward for the corner. Man on the overlap. In they go. It's Sebastian Negri and Benetton Treviso have played rugby like the All Blacks in the opening minutes of this second half. What a score, what a move. Everybody involved. And the play was absolutely fantastic. Right to left, left to right. In the corner they go. Michael Swift, what a score.
As you say, what a try. And it all started on their own 22-metre line. And once again, they saw a mismatch in midfield, and that Cardiff midfield that we had talked about in open field running, how weak it was in the first half, continues in that vein. Couple of great breaks, couple of offloads, forwards and backs. Lovely roll back pass there, and Hayward, he may have the pace to go his own, but nice pass and hit Sebastian Negri for an easy score in the corner. But yeah, the game had got a little bit scrappy in the last few minutes, but you did see glimpses of what Benetton could do. And there it all kind of gelled together, and as I said, it all started in their own 22-metre line. And dare we say, are the conditions starting to have an effect on the Blues, and maybe it might be time for Crowney to make a few substitutions as we hit the 50-minute mark.
Seems to be all sucked towards the ball that time, no one to cover the open side going through.
Yeah, and that comes from tiredness and making poor decisions when you are fatigued, and you know that reload defence, as we call it, when after a ruck is formed, the intensity to get round the corner and to make another tackle just wasn't there by the Blues, and it's now put them in a position where they're only a point ahead.
Well, here's Tom O'Allen with the kick. Struck that very well. Oh my word, he's worked hard all week to rectify the misses. He had a Rodney parade. What a kick. And in the 29 degrees of heat, as the evening closed in Treviso, the men in green are back in front by the minimum of margins. Super kick.
Super kick, and so it's an important time for the Blues. As I said, it's been a bit scrappy. A few passes not going to hand, going behind. No gay line ball as they bring Nick Williams off, which isn't too surprising. You know, the guy's he's put a lot of effort in tonight. Maybe not had the same impact as he did last week against Leinster, but in these conditions now they're looking at them bringing on fresh legs, because it is a war of attrition out there.
Well, Rhys Gill is into the front row. Change has been made there as well. There's a change at number 8, and Benetton are back in front, 17-16. At half-time it was 16 points to 10 in favour of Cardiff Blues. And here is Hammy Fiver, second candidate for man of the match with his performance for the men in green tonight. Now, what can John Mulvihill's men do from here as the relieving box kick comes from Benetton, gathered by Matthew Morgan? An advantage for Benetton. Another misplaced pass. Racing out, but the pickup was brilliant from Hayward. Instrumental in the last try. The kick ahead wasn't of the best quality, while a hand pass outside would have worked well, but he knew the advantage was coming.
Leave it.
Yeah, you could just hear the crowd. Benetton just giving the players an extra yard of pace at the moment, getting behind the team. And Cardiff now, as we say, that Josh Navidi is on for Cardiff Blues, and it couldn't come at a better time. They've lacked his leadership in this game and in the last game. So, for Cardiff Blues' point of view, they would look to their leader as described as a freak by John Mulvihill. in the kind of plays that he can come up with. We'll be looking for all his experience and guile out there at the moment, because with the crowd behind him, they're at odds at the moment, the Blues.
Well, Navidi hasn't played since the Challenge Cup final success, and that was back in May earlier this year. But now Tommaso Allan has a chance to extend that lead. The advantage was being played, and dead straight in front of goal. His conversion was top drawer stuff. What can he do here? Struck and well. Another excellent score. And Benetton are in control. 2 tries to 1, but 20 points to 16. And Tommaso Allan, he's playing with confidence, because we spoke of the 40% kicking rate last week, but to be fair, he missed one earlier on, and it was a simple enough kick, as did the number 10 Jared Evans for Cardiff. But there's no sense of nerves with Allan now. No, exactly. It shows what a couple of kicks of confidence he can give you. But you know, as I said, for Cardiff's point of view now, they just need to hold on to the ball with the likes of Navidi on the pitch now, just to try and give them a sense of control and a bit of calm out there. And once again, an on-forced error by Benetton gives them an opportunity to start building some pace and to just try and start ticking that scoreboard along that they haven't managed to do in this half so far. Well, we have a line out on that far side.
Scrum, guys.
That is a scrum. I thought line out when I seen everybody close to the touchline. It is a scrum.
2, come on.
Now this will be interesting. There's new personnel in both packs, and initially when Benetton made the 3 changes and brought in Traore Hurst, they did quite well in the engine room.
Now 3.
Now at half-time, Cardiff Blues were leading 16 points to 10. It's now 20 points to 16.
Crouch!
So here is Lloyd Williams with the feed.
Bind!
Cardiff will be hoping to get the likes
Set.
of Matthew Morgan, Harris, Lilo, Halahalo into an attacking position.
Not straight.
Not straight,
Not
and
straight.
not for the first time tonight. He's been very strict on that low.
He has, and it looked like Traore had the upper hand there, but he's quite clearly stating and very categorically saying that the front row of Benetton weren't in a straight position starting off, and just carved around to the disgust of the home crowd.
The loose head side 17 is stepping around. He needs to push straight. Okay.
Yeah, as we say, Traore being penalised there, stepping round.
Yeah.
So the referee has just said it, and Cardiff Blues are going to kick for the sticks now, about 5 metres in from that touchline for Jared Evans. Difficult enough kick, but if any man can score it, he can, and put his team closer to the men in green. Lots of little messages on his wristband, which in the modern day a lot of players like to do. This will bring them back to within 1, but it's not an easy kick, Michael.
No, not at all. And he said mixed fortunes today, so an important kick for the Blues, as I said, just to keep that scoreboard ticking over.
Well, that's what faces him from our camera at the back of the goal. Strikes it well. Strikes it very well. Top class stuff from Jared Evans, just like Tommaso Allan a few moments ago. 1 between them, and we're in for some finish here at the Stadio Monigo in Treviso. 20 points to 19. And we've another sub in. That's Garrett Anscombe, who's come in.
Yeah, and the heavy artillery will be brought on now by Kieran Crowley, the 3 international of ED, Gareth Anscombe, and then there's Dylan Lewis as well there. So putting all their eggs now on the pitch, because it shows how a tough evening it is there, as we see Arhip going off, who's put a good shift in the front row for the Blues.
And Lloyd Williams replaced and Dimitri Arhip, so a tough evening at the office.
Stay green, stay.
As that ball finds touch.
Yeah, and once again the Blues trying to go straight for touch, not interested in keeping the ball in the field, and why would you when you've got the likes of Jared Hayward being very instrumental in a lot of the clean breaks by Benetton tonight.
22 minutes remaining. And the ball.
It's okay.
Given to McAlara, the replacement. Hooker didn't look the straightest, but Steen gathers. Driving forward, Benetton up to the 10-metre line.
Release now, didn't survive.
Ball comes back quickly. Well, there's confirmation that McAlara's on for Hammy Fiva. Now, what can McAlara bring to the game? Because Fiva has been very much involved in Benetton win this decision. The back row really doing well in the second half.
Yeah, you can see there that was a set play from the line out. There was absolutely no interest by Benetton to get the ball out wide there. They hit the ball up into the midfield, and they're obviously targeting the Cardiff fringe defence there. Toothpicking goes by the forwards, sensing an opportunity to get behind the gain line, and then once again carving out another penalty.
Well, we've got some battle on now. Tommaso Allen and Jared Evans, because Benetton on the Blues number 10s, they enjoyed contrasting season bows in round one. They were both kicked perfect from the penalty, and as I've said earlier, Allen failed with 3 of his conversion attempts, but here is another chance for the Benetton number 10. That's just the little glitch he has in his play. Okay, I always say all these kickers are only human, but again, at this level you got to get them. It's the difference in winning and losing every time.
It is, and as I said, with only a 1 point difference, you can't see this game being won by more than one score.
Well, it's a missed opportunity for Benetton. Kieran Crowley will be happy with his team's overall performance, as he was last week at Rodney Parade. Here comes Monty Ione. At that time it was Tabayara. Back in field it goes. Now can they move it from the halfway line? Oh, the offload has gone straight to the hands of Cardiff. And they set up another attacking platform, and a quick ball to Dacey. Across toward Garrett Anscombe. Oh, beautiful hot ball gathered. That's Owen Lane running onto that. Needs support and needs it quickly.
No hands, Green, leave it!
Jaden Hayward was the last line of defence, but
back.
He comes in now, gets a touch. Back to Christian Dacey.
No hands, Green, Rock! Stay there.
Quick ball across from Williams. Here's the chance now. Williams back to Dacey. Always a good man for a score. And Christian Dacey, the man from Merthyr Tydfil, is in under the sticks. And he's got his 20th try for Cardiff, and that in itself is a fair achievement for a number 2.
You just see the difference in class there.
I've seen the grounding, so the question is, any reason I can't award a try? I just need to check if it was a forward pass or not.
Yeah, just Gareth Anscombe there.
We need to check the possible forward pass that we are talking about, the last pass.
Correct, the last pass.
Okay, the last pass.
Yeah, he's been pulling the strings fantastically well since he's came on. Gareth Anscombe has really kind of upped the ante. But we're going back for a potential forward pass on the last pass there for I think it was the number 2, wasn't it, Dacey?
Well, he got in on the finish as well. Let's see what happens. Here we go. That's definitely forward from what I can see.
From first impressions, it seems a forward pass.
I've seen that. That's a clear forward pass.
I agree with you.
Okay.
But as I said, look, you can just see what Gareth Anscombe has brought to the team since he's come on. He's attacking the gain line. He's asking questions in the midfield of Benetton.
Well, we can knock those 20 tries back to 19 for Dacey. Forward pass. That's the reverse angle. Didn't look as bad there.
That's it. Bind on the arm. You need to bind up.
That's it. That's the second one.
You need to stay straight. Yes.
So now there is the heavy artillery we mentioned.
Yeah, big scrum now by Benetton. You've got Traore up against the international Dylan Lewis, and after seeing what his teammate Arhip did in the first half, he'd be keen to make an impression now against Traore. He's already had a penalty against him.
Yes, Dylan Lewis picking up great experience now. The Wales international 5 caps under his belt. The put-in comes from Benetton.
Use it, 9. Stay 9.
That's Thomas Williams, 21, on the Cardiff team. Back into the pocket it goes. Tommaso Allen with a relieving kick. Plenty of distance there. Finds touch on halfway.
And on a night like this, on a warm evening, that's exactly what you want to see when you're working hard in the scrum. And then you get up out of the scrum and look up and your number 10 has just pounded it 45 metres up the pitch.
12.
So Barbieri has been replaced.
Just hold him. Wait.
And Marco Barbini is in as replacement scrum half.
2. Wait.
That's not the direct switch, that's just the graphic that we've given you. But number 8, Robert Barbieri, is gone.
Yeah, Barbini did well last week. He actually started for Benetton last week away to the Dragons, so he'll be keen to make an impression now with 18 minutes left on the clock.
Luca Moresi is the other man to be withdrawn, and in comes Marco Zana, the centre. He played with Emergent Italy and Italian under-20s as well, so a man for today and a man for the future. Marco Zana in wearing 23. Benetton still lead by 20 points to 19.
Well, and you look for an impression when you just come on the pitch. And Marco Barbini take a bow. His first impression in the game is a turnover. And you look at momentum changes there in games, and there's one for you right there potentially. Cardiff trying to develop a set of phases there, and a great turnover by the replacement back rower Barbini.
And just before that, a tremendous get out of jail by Tommaso Allen. Terrific clearance kick.
Exactly. And they're the little things now that make a big difference now with 18 minutes left on the clock.
Well, Williams was saying during the week, Lloyd, that in the early days of the competition, it was always very tight and very difficult to get away from Treviso with a victory. Treviso, back then, they're now called Benetton, because Benetton have a huge manufacturing plant in the city as well. They've put their pocket behind this team and brought in Kieran Crowley, but again, a few unforced errors, not making life easy for the men in green. This time, Tavoyara did well to recover, but it's a turnover ball, and Cardiff Blues can attack through Matthew Morgan. Inside pass for Morgan. Lovely break. Now, what can they do here now? This is Garrett Anscombe. Kick ahead from Anscombe, 4 in defence. Gathered by Benetton. The kick chase was good, and Harries was there. They're hunting in packs. Lilo is there also. Referee calls a tackle. Where is the ball is the big question. It's there for Benetton. It is available.
Onside blue.
Back it goes from Uvenige. Cardiff just trying to clasp their hands on that ball. But the big man, Traore, carries that.
He's trapped.
He's Benetton. They're inside their own 22. The relieving kick will ease the pressure. There is the box kick. Part and parcel of this game. 1 point advantage at half-time. Cardiff Blues led by 16 points to 10. And that was well gathered by Matthew Morgan. Again, the attacking platform, Thomas Williams.
Move!
Dylan Lewis is involved now, protects. Back there for Williams, to the blind side. Ball went backwards. It's a fair old battle now, Michael.
It is. I mean, a great break by Anscombe again, but the work rate, the 4 defenders from Benetton getting back to track the ball back was to be applauded.
Anscombe drills one down into the corner.
And you can just see the momentum at the moment. You can see the energy and the buzz in the Benetton defence. They're literally pushing each other out the way to make tackles. And the introduction of the likes of Barbini coming into just brought a fresh impetus and a fresh hunger in the Benetton team.
The right wing, Tavoyara, has been a good find. He's played very well. Good call there inside the 22. Calls for the mark. It's only his second appearance.
It is, yeah. He joined from, I think, Waikato. But, yeah, the Flying Fijians, as they always seem to a conveyor belt of exciting wingers.
Advantage knock on blue.
Knock on by blue.
Advantage over.
Advantage over now with that relieving kick. And underneath it again is Matthew Morgan.
Stop!
Sends it back with interest.
Oh.
Gathered by Jaden Hayward.
Stop, Green.
Rock solid at full back tonight for Benetton.
No, you're good. Hold on. Touched by Green.
Now we got a game of
touched
footy.
By Green.
So back
taken back.
It comes.
Taken back.
He didn't hear it. It was touched by Green and taken back. He obviously was not aware of that, and it's now a line out for Cardiff.
And regardless of that,
the kick was awful anyway.
Was dreadful. That was a kick similar to what a second row forward would do.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Bernard Jackman told me all about you. 20 points to 19. Benetton lead. 2 tries for them.
Wait.
Yeah, and as I said, it was a bit of tennis going on back and forth, and unfortunately for Benetton, now they were the ones who cracked, and it's given Cardiff a great attacking opportunity.
Ethan Lewis with the put in. He came on for Christian Dacey. Just on his first put in. He hits the bullseye, and he's back looking for the ball, and he's got it. Rolling ball.
7 go back. 7 go back.
13 minutes remaining
Ground by Green.
on a warm evening in Treviso as the Blues come forward.
Green, leave it.
This is a good attacking platform now. Ray Lilo, 2 last week. Can he get 1 this week? It's turnover ball by Benetton. No, it's not. Referee's not happy. Over the top, he's saying. Let's see what he's got to say.
Yeah, I think they were a little bit over exuberant there. Initially it was a 6. He's saying it was against number 6, yeah, staying off the feet. Initially it was a great kind of tackle.
I'm not sure at the moment.
And the Benetton forwards were kind of backing it up. I think that was slightly harsh on Stain. I think he was involved in the tackle. So I mean, the tackle was made and he went to the floor. So I think it was a little bit harsh on Stain. He didn't even get given an opportunity to roll away.
I'll double check.
But look, Cardiff won't be complaining with that now.
Stefano, can you check to make sure that the score is correct? 2019. Yeah, the score is 2019. You're having a shot.
So just the referee checking with Stefano upstairs, the TMO. And 1 hour ahead in Treviso from British Standard Time. And the evening seems to be getting warmer and warmer for those players down there on the pitch, Michael Swift.
It does, and now things are definitely heating up anyway with 12 minutes left on the clock. Gareth Anscombe has an opportunity now to put the Blues in front.
Well, Gareth Anscombe has got the kick. He's not on the field too long, wearing number 22. And was born in New Zealand. That's his 59th penalty for the Cardiff Blues. So 22 points to 20. There's still a bite left in either of these teams in round 2 of the Guinness PRO14.
Behind Green.
Yeah, it hasn't been pretty in some occasions by the Blues in the second half, but they won't care at the moment with it being 2 points ahead.
Well, the Benetton won against Dragons last week. Their last 3 games, they lost to Zebra at the tail end of last season by 22 points to 17, but they did beat Leinster in Dublin 17 points to 15. And for Cardiff Blues, well, losing by 1 point to Leinster last week. They lost by 3 points to Ospreys at the tail end of the season last season as well. And they had a big win in South Africa against the Kings. Now, it's a whole new ball game in the Guinness PRO14 of 2018-19 season. And with 11 minutes remaining, there's 2 between them. And Michael, I'm sure you'll agree, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. And as I said, Cardiff have kind of hung in some periods of this game, but the introduction of Gareth Anscombe has really kind of upped the ante. And although their try has only come from a penalty try, and with Benetton scoring 2 tries in the loose, but look, as I said, Cardiff won't care, and we see momentum changes again. A great turnover there from a sloppy bit of play by Benetton.
There's concern for Rory Thornton now because he's picked up a knock just out of your picture. So we have another decision. But don't forget, as we said, and I've said it twice, Benetton have never begun a season with victories in both round 1 and 2. Can we see history here tonight? Will we see history? Well, we're definitely going to see more changes.
6.
Plenty of water being taken on board.
It is, yeah.
You actually played here in September with Connacht, Michael.
Yeah, we played an early second round game, I think it was, in September, and the organisers kindly put it at about a 1 o'clock kickoff. I think it was at 31 degrees at kickoff time, and we actually had water breaks every 15 minutes. Managed to win the game, but it was hot out there, and as I said, we are tired and fatigued. Mistakes do happen, and will the game be won on a mistake tonight with a score at 2 points difference?
Well, here comes the kick from Garrett Anscombe. 2 points the difference. The voice of Michael Swift on analysis with us tonight. And he gets the inside of 22, so another good attacking platform now. Ethan Lewis again has got to get the bullseye.
Keep the space, yeah.
So now we will see more unforced errors, with two teams tiring as the time goes on. John Mulvihill was disappointed. His team lost by 1 point last week, but a man that also has a connection with Navan.
Step.
Back in Ireland.
Step.
He was a coach of Navan in County Meath, North Leinster, back in the day before he went on to Honda Heat in Japan, and a former Aussie under-21 coach as well.
Away, green.
That's where our match referee started refereeing as well in Navan, back in Ireland.
Move.
What a coincidence.
Advantage.
As Cardiff Blues come forward and they have an advantage. Back into the pocket, drop goal attempt. That's blocked down. And they will come back. Now, the ordinary person looking in tonight, and people who go to rugby feel, on this law of the game, you get an advantage, you attempt to drop goal, you miss it, and you get a chance to score again. Some people feel it's a little unfair.
Yeah, but it's now deemed a free shot, a goal, really, isn't it? But look, I mean, the rules are the rules, and it is advantage. And once that advantage is deemed passed, then it goes. But no, it is a free shot, and it does bring excitement to the game. You know, on a lot of these occasions, you do see crossfield kicks, or you see bombs kicked up in the air, which does bring excitement to the game. So I wouldn't be one of those people pushing for a change in rules.
And to be fair, Anscombe knew the advantage was coming anyway, whether he got it.
He did, and once again, Benetton seem to be the creators of their own luck here. And another poor decision by them, and it's gifted an opportunity for Cardiff to again extend the lead, and they're slowly kind of cranking the wheel and turning the screws in this second half. And as I said, that the likes of Gareth Anscombe, since he's come on the pitch, has really made a difference. Well, and you can see Josh Navidi as well, the leadership that he's brought, the calming ship.
This can be a very important part and time in the game. Well, there's the kick. And I don't think the Cardiff supporters will be too happy with the stadium announcer talking over the system while he was about to address that penalty, but Anscombe has made no mistake, and it's Cardiff Blues to lose now, Michael, 25-20.
Yeah, and as I said, look, look, the actual attacking prowess of Cardiff has probably been not at its best tonight, but they've kept the scoreboard ticking over, and they won't care if they win the game by scoring less tries.
Well, there's 25 points to 20 now. So Benetton still on a losing bonus point in running.
Knocking off the
Cardiff Blues would like to pick up the 4 points.
No, it isn't.
In the second half, the Benetton forwards have been putting players up, line-out jumpers up to try and compete in the line-out, and they have kind of messed up the Cardiff line-out on a few occasions tonight, and that you can expect the Benetton players to go up and compete for this one with 7 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, with the humidity, the ball very
Good
wet.
sack.
Ethan Lewis drying the ball with the towel before that put in.
Okay, advantage.
18 green, sacking the support player.
Ollie Robinson was involved there, and 18 green has been penalised, which is Simone Ferrari.
Yeah, 18 green, and the law, as I said, look, well, rugby, safety is paramount, and the rules now is that you're not allowed to sack the lifters. And as you can see here, a clear sack of the lifter. I'm not sure who it is who's lifting from behind there, but yeah, you just can't do it, and it's another error by Benetton and it just eased the pressure on Cardiff when they would have felt the pressure there in their own 22. But now, as opposed to having a line out of their own, they now actually got defending a line out on their own half.
Fine boot to ball from Gareth Anscombe. He's got a strong boot. This man's been busy since his introduction for Christian Dacey. Ethan Lewis, his 19th appearance this evening. So 6 minutes remaining, 5 between them. Anything can happen, but it is the Blues to lose, and there's a turnover ball, but they've got to get to it, but it's fly kick forward, and the Greens have got to deal with this, and they have, through Tommaso Allen for a 22 dropout. That's poor on Cardiff's behalf, Michael.
Yeah, poor, but I mean, it was a good read initially by the Benetton player. I'm not sure who it was who got up to who made a great read in defence. But sometimes you have to be careful on how you can gonna pat the ball back, and he actually gave it with his left arm a good thump, which resulted in a 22-metre kick.
So Allen sends it back into the Cardiff half of the park. They come back on attack and make their way 7 metres into that Benetton half. There's an advantage coming to Benetton, indicating a knock on. So scrum at a vital time. A lot of tired limbs out there now. 5 minutes remaining, 25 points to 20.
A lot of tired limbs there, and you look, it was the right decision by Cardiff just to get that tip passing, because they got a lot of go forward ball in the first half. But unfortunately there, as you said, tired limbs and tired minds starts to make an impact in this game. And as we said, the second half has been a lot more scrappier of affair than the first half, and it's no coincidence because of the heat that they're playing under.
Well, at half-time it was 16 points to 10 in favour of Cardiff Blues. And now, with 4.5 minutes remaining till that clock goes red, what can Benetton do here?
Wait. Neither team are stable. Neither team are steady. Just wait. Gap's too small. If you're moving forward, just stand up.
Well, the last score has come from Garrett Anscombe with that penalty on 72 minutes.
Hold the weight, 3. Crouch!
So vital time now for Kieran Crowley's men. The put in comes from Benetton.
Set!
Good solid scrum again. Strike was good. McAlara. They get the penalty. Now that is the halfway line, so this will be down the tram tracks.
Leave it.
And the man that's happy is Sheriff Traore.
You can see how pumped up he is there, and he just let Reece Gill and Dylan Lewis know who was boss there by just rubbing their faces in it there, which you have to be careful about doing, obviously. But obviously it gives Benetton a lifeline and an opportunity.
Well, Allen has got to put this down. He's found touch close to the 22 now. He went more for comfort and distance there, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, look, 3 points won't do it for them. So they need to build pressure. So no mistakes now from trying to be too clever with finding a touch 10 metres out. But look, as we said, 3 points won't be enough for them at the moment unless they get an early penalty.
Well, here is the put in, and this is McAlara. He's got to hit the target. The pressure is on now. He's got the target.
Advantage.
Well gathered by
Advantage, green.
Benetton, and they have an advantage coming. That maul is gaining a bit of momentum, but now it breaks up. Still have advantage. Allen turns left
Still
and right.
green.
Runs towards the 22. Hits the wall. Now is he in a scoring position?
In the air, interference.
3, as you said, Michael, is not ideal. The clock says there probably is enough time. Do you take the 3? Do you go for the corner? Michael Swift.
Well, it doesn't really matter what I think, because before we even got there, he's gone for the corner. I don't know, there is 2 minutes left on the clock. Will he be in a position again to go for a potential 3 if he kicked the penalty kick? Well, so look, it's a brave call by Allen, but they've gone for the corner.
Absolutely fantastic for the locals. They love the rugby in Treviso, North Italy. Here's the put in again from McAlara. Is there a winning score? He's gone to the tail, and it's controlled by the number 7. Here's the huge maul.
And that's the penalty, yeah.
They're a massive team all round. Lovely little ball back towards Tavuyara. He presents well under pressure, the Fijian.
Advantage 20.
It's there for Duvenga. This is the big man, Sheriff Traore. 8-9 metres short. On the blind they go. Low, a little kick in. Off the shins, we come back for the penalty.
And it could be, you know, it's a couple of times this has happened in a fence. He's been very consistent, Sean Gallagher, around the line out and about sacking the lifters and any infringement.
It was clearly a maul.
And they're getting close to a yellow card, which in fact it is a yellow card.
Ollie Robinson, he was appealing before the referee said anything, but the Bristol-born flanker on his 20th appearance has got yellow. And Cardiff Blues will finish the game with 14 men. Yeah. This is an ideal opportunity for Benetton.
It is, and I'm sure they'll be kicking for the corner again. But look, from a player's point of view, you do look for consistency in the referee. Oh, in fact, they've gone for the scrum. a complete turnaround from the first half when their scrum was completely under pressure, and now they fancy their chances.
Last one was
Well,
good. Same
they're
again.
confident. They're trailing by 5. Just listen to that crowd. They're on their feet in Treviso. This can only encourage more and more supporters to come back here week in, week out for what has been a fantastic Pro 14 over the opening 2 weeks. Is there a score to break Cardiff hearts as Leinster broke them with that Brian Byrne try in the final seconds last weekend at the Arms Park? This has to be the biggest scrum in the history of Cardiff Blues Rugby Football Club. The put-in will come from Benetton.
And Cardiff have elected to stick their winger at number 8.
Huge push. And they have the penalty. That's a massive shove from
considering the pictures that they were showing the referee in the first half when it came to scrums. You can just see Traore there, pumped up. Fist pumps to all his back row and second row saying, come on mate, give me another one here, because they're for the taking here. But they have to control this enthusiasm now, because they have an opportunity to score, and now with it in the last play, it all matters now. Everything's on the line here, and can Benetton get the score?
Are we looking at a pushover? Cardiff Blues under pressure. Another huge scrum from them. The put-in will come for Benetton again. We had a situation like this on the stroke of half-time when a penalty try was awarded. I don't think that will happen now, but we will have a reset in the scrum. Michael, overall, it's been a cracking game.
It has. I mean, the second half has probably been a bit more of a scrappy affair. Benetton have probably shown more in attack, but Cardiff, I think the introduction of Gareth Anscombe and Josh Navidi made a huge difference in the second half. But Benetton here now, as I said, they've probably shown the best kind of attacking prowess in the game, and they're an opportunity now to potentially level the scoreboard, and on the face of it, it's probably what they deserve.
And probably, if they can, get a conversion to win it. But who am I to say that? Last passage of play. Uvenga with the put-in. Again, a good strike from Makalara. Much better. The drive forward goes. There's another penalty coming. Oh, the pressure is on Cardiff Blues here.
Oh, he hasn't given a penalty try.
One more time and he will.
I think that's the third penalty now, and I mean, I'm not sure if I'm correct. In the first half, was it 3 penalties and the penalty try? Although he hadn't given the official warning, which he is now. But I think the Treviso manager will be a little bit hard done by if this doesn't result at the next play in a try.
What a finish in Treviso. It's been a great opening 2 weekends at the Pro 14, a great advertisement for rugby.
It really has, and you know, the league goes from strength to strength each year, and the quality of rugby on show, as I said, in the 2 weeks so far has been fantastic.
25 points to 20, Cardiff Blues looking for their first win after losing by 1 point last week. And Benetton looking to make history and win back-to-back games in round 1 and round 2, which they have never done before. It's their scrum. It's the third set piece, and we're gone 2 minutes overtime, and play will continue. And Sean Gallagher from the IRFU in his 10th game has been a busy referee, but overall I feel he's done a great job on this game.
I think he has, and as I said, you look for consistency in every area, in the set piece in particular, and I think he's been very forthright and dominant in his order decisions.
Well, here we go. This is it. Do or die situation for either team. Will it be heartbreak for Cardiff as it was last week, or will it be jubilation for Benetton to get themselves back in? It's all about ball retention, it's all about pressure, it's all about accuracy, it's all about force. Here's the put in again. 2 up in the last 2. Will it be 3? Thomas Williams looks on anxiously. It's a little unsteady. Another penalty. Is he going to the pocket? He is. Will we have a penalty try?
No, it's a
yellow card, and that is 2 Cardiff players in the bin now. What's the decision now? This is frustrating.
Yeah, I think he's deemed it a different offence to what went on previously, but still, it's a brave man to be making that call in Benetton, with 2 players now off the pitch. But a strange call.
Oh, they will enjoy the Prosecco and the tiramisu I was speaking about earlier on if they win this one. So let's see what the referee's got to say.
Yeah, it was a very quick decision by Sean Gallagher. But now as it's the fourth penalty that's being conceded, and as I said, if Benetton don't score from this, there'll be a lot of questions asked on to why a penalty try has not been awarded so far.
Well, Reskill is in the bin, and he wasn't in any great hurry.
15 off. Number 1 is fancy tactic.
15.
So there's obviously technical substitutions here now because it's the scrum and he's a prop forward, so they've got to make a change.
Exactly. So, yeah, they're bringing back on
Brad
Thayer back on, and I think they're taking Matthew Morgan
15,
off.
yeah.
And to be fair to Matthew Morgan, he's not going to make much difference at the moment.
Well, we thought we had the last passage of play, then we had number 2, then we had number 3. This is number 4. 2 Cardiff Blues players in the bin, and another put in for Benetton.
And you can see, interestingly, Brad Thayer there giving instructions to the rest of his teammates in there. So obviously he's getting some advice from the Cardiff Blues management on how to try and negate this surge by Benetton. So it'll be interesting to see the tactics that they try and implement here.
Regardless of what happens, Benetton will pick up. Well, not regardless of what happens, but they're in a position for a losing bonus point after winning last week.
Crouch.
And they're in a position to pull 4 points out of the bag.
Bind.
Cardiff supporters on tenterhooks, both here and back home. Another good put in. Benetton strike, an advantage coming. Back across it comes. Benvenuti, the first receiver. Cross towards Hayward, they're in for the winner. Arala, yes they are! Benetton Treviso have created history. They've got the winning try. Never begun a season with victories in round 1 or 2. They now have 25-25, but they have to get the conversion. I was getting carried away. They have to get the conversion, Michael. It's level pegging.
It's level pegging, and it's given an opportunity. However, now they've scored the try, but they were in a dominant position. If, you know, I'm trying to play devil's advocate, if they hadn't have scored this, they may have got another penalty, the penalty try under the post. But look, they've given themselves an opportunity to score 2 points here, and you probably say they'll take it right now.
Well, it's not going to be a simple kick for Tommaso Allen. I had them home and hose, but the man who got in for the touchdown was Monte Ione. It's his 12th try for Benetton Treviso. And what a score it was.
Strangely enough, though, if you're the Cardiff management, you're thinking to yourself, we're under pressure here. We might be giving away a penalty try, which is a guaranteed 2 points. But now, this is probably the best case scenario for them. A hard kick to win the game.
Tommaso Allen to turn 2 points into 4 on the leaderboard in the Pro 14. Silence in Treviso. He's got it! He's got it! Oh, what a night in Treviso! Prosecco and tiramisu on the menu for everybody here. Look at this! This is why the Pro 14 is the competition that it is. Cardiff Blues were to the 4, and at half-time we're leading by 6. This is a night for those people in your pictures, the people of North Italy, for Benetton Rugby, and for Tommaso Allen, who missed 3 conversions in Rodney Parade, but he's missed nothing tonight. What a game, Michael Swift. What a win. They've come back with a Lazarus-like performance.
What a game, and what a kick by Tommaso Allen. As I said, he's had a mixed fortunes kicking the ball, but he won't care with that. No pressure under the post. Sorry, no pressure. Kick from the corner, slots it through the middle. And you know what? On the face of it, you have to say that it's probably what